Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United Football League Xtreme. Tonight, we are bringing you what's sure to be a hard-hitting, exciting matchup featuring the Florida Cougars and the Florida Wave. My name's Alfonso McCree. It's a pleasure to have you along with us here tonight as we get set for kickoff. Both teams looking to get their season started on a high note. Cougars in the white. And an onside kick to get things started, but the Wave were ready for that one, and they'll get their first drive started of the day. Wave come to the line. 4 receivers out wide, doubles in the shotgun. Running back to the left. Handoff to the right side. And pushing forward for a few yards. Good start. Be interesting to see the strategy that the Wave decide to employ. We're going to see a heavy dosage of the run game, a heavy dosage of the passing game. What's going to be their bread and butter here tonight? And will the Cougars continue to show blitz as they did on that first play? And another shotgun, doubles. 4 receivers out wide. Slot man in motion. Grabbing back the pass, throw it to the left side, and it is completed. That'll bring up third down. Those types of rhythm throws are exactly what you want to set up your quarterback for. As they say, the best offensive coordinators give their quarterbacks the answer before the play even starts. And that was done there. Now it's third and manageable. Same formation here now. Running back on the right side. Cougars showing blitz from the mic position, and looks like somebody might have jumped. See if it's on the offense or the defense, both pointing at the other side and saying, "You're guilty." No, you're guilty. And it looks like we're going backwards, so it's going to be a false start. So third now coming to the line again. 4 pass rushers on the line for the Wave to combat against. Cougars showing pressure. They don't bring it. Pass down the right side of the field, and it is caught inbounds for a first down. He's tackled. That'll be a new set of downs for the Wave. So they overcome their own mistake, overcome that false start, and they convert for the first down anyway. It's a clear night here in St. Petersburg. Should not be a issue when it comes to weather. Now looking at a wing pistol formation here for the Wave. Snap is taken, handoffs to the right side, has a seam down the right side and tackled after a first down is gained. The pressure being applied in a big way. So this drive looked like it was going to be over a couple of plays back, and now all of a sudden, the Wave find themselves in the red zone or on the edge of the red zone. Pistol wing formation again, handoff. That was originally to the left side. It's cut back to the right and inside the 15-yard line are the Wave as they continue to approach the ultimate goal, the touchdown. So what kind of response can the Cougars put up here? Wave, they're going to stick with that pistol wing formation. It's been working so far. Don't be surprised if you see another run here. That's exactly what happens. Bouncing it out to the left and short of the end zone, but inside the 5-yard line go the Cougars defense taking a beating here. First drive of the game. Now a bit of a power formation here. Bad snap. Looking to get to the edge. Still trying to make something out of nothing. Somehow gets what looks to be positive yardage. He might have lost a little bit. It looks like he got close to the line of scrimmage. The designed quarterback run there. Unfortunately for the Wave, the snap was bad and threw the entire play out of rhythm. And next thing you know, you're just fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage instead of fighting to get into the end zone. Handoff to the right side. A lot of running on this drive. And down inside the 1 yard line. So not in yet in decision time now for the Wave. And I don't see a special teams unit coming onto the field. Quarterback sneak, and did he break the plane? No, he did not. He's short, and the Cougars somehow make a stand. So a long drive from the Wave does not result in a touchdown. And the Cougars somehow come up with a stop from inside their own 1 yard line. And what a huge backbreaker that is for the Wave. You drive all the way down the field, you overcome your own penalties, but then I think back to that design quarterback run and the missed opportunity that they had there with the bad snap. But now if you're the defense of the Wave, you see an opportunity here. You got them inside their own 1 yard line. Is that going to be a safety? Where are they going to mark it? This is a big play. Big decision. Where are they going to spot the ball? And it looks like Cougars got it just out of the end zone. Tough position to be in. Is at the very least you want to give yourself some breathing room so you're not punting from your own 1 yard line. Obviously, they'd like to sustain a drive of their own, give their defense a break after that long drive that they just endured. Under center. Handoff is up the middle, but the Wave are all over that. That went absolutely nowhere. So the Cougars coming to the line again. This time from a shotgun formation. Got 4 out wide. Snap taken. Looking. It's a deep throw down the right side. And it is caught for a first down. They're marking it complete. Or did they mark it incomplete? Waiting for the referee's decision. She's still down there. She set the ball. And yes, it was a completion. So a huge first down there for the Cougars as they move the chains and sustain the drive, creating an opportunity for themselves to go down and do what the Wave failed to do and score a touchdown on their opening drive. Still a long way to go. Going again from the shotgun. Both teams seem to love to run this double shotgun formation. They just found success with it on the previous play, so they'll do it again. Snap taken. Throw to the right side. That one looks to be caught for about 5. Or actually, it looks like it was, yes, an incomplete pass that was forced. So that'll bring up second down. Second and 10. Running for his life to the left side. Gets the pass off, and that one falls incomplete. Might have had a little bit of room to just take a few yards, get out of bounds. Opted to make the pass instead. And now we're going to have a 3rd and long here. We saw the Wave convert their 3rd and long. Can the Cougars do the same? 6 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Dropping back to throw again, scrambling to his right side, looking for a man, finds his running back, but that falls incomplete on the ground, and that is 4th down. So the Cougars will punt the ball away. Good stop by the Wave. Punt is away. Pretty solid punt. And it will take a Florida Wave bounce. Put them in decent field position as they begin their 2nd drive of the day. Still tied 0-0 here in the first quarter. Again, we saw a opening drive for the Florida Wave that saw them get all the way to the half-yard line. But a quarterback sneak on 4th down resulted in a turnover on downs when they failed to reach the end zone. And now the Cougars are on their first drive of the game, just punted, but not until after a impressive long pass. They got them in pretty good position near the 50-yard line, but things died off from there. Now the Cougars showing blitz, pistol formation, and looks like we got another false start. If we do, that'll be the 2nd false start on the Wave, and it is a false start. So their 2nd penalty of the game. And so they'll start with 1st and 15. So they'll stick with the pistol formation. Pistol ace. Play action. Pass to the right on a 5 and out. Stiff arm is good. Cutting it back towards the inside, wiggling around, and it gets a large chunk of that yardage back. That'll set up second and manageable, about second and 3 or 4. Good play design there, using the play action to open up the receivers after what was such a successful drive, first drive around when it came to running the football. So you got the Cougars, look, kind of waiting for it and looking for it, and as a result, able to beat them with some play action. And that's the power of establishing the run. And the Wave know that. So we'll see if they get back to the ground game here. Instead, it's a quick slant. What a great route. What a move inside. Making moves now onto the left side. A lot of yardage and tackled right outside of the 10. Mark him at about the 15-yard line as the Wave are right back in business once again. The timing on that route was impeccable. The throw came out exactly when it needed to. Had some more play action there. And then that's just trusting your guy to beat his man and be exactly where he was supposed to be, and he was. And with no hesitation, that ball was thrown to the perfect spot. Move made to make a man miss, and then bounced out to the left side all the way across the field, and they find themselves in the red zone yet again. So they're going to stick with this pistol ace formation. They've been in it this entire drive. So far, we've seen shotgun doubles, pistol wing, and now pistol ace from the Wave as they hand it up. And he is met almost immediately, but manages to get a couple of yards out of that one. Now the shotgun doubles once again. Running back on the right side. Snap is high, but it's caught. A throw to the end zone, and nobody there. And it looks like there was a penalty actually there. Could that have possibly been for intentional grounding? Now, when I saw the throw, he didn't have a receiver in the area of where the ball landed, and he was still firmly in the pocket. So regardless of what the penalty is, holding, intentional grounding, whatever it may be, it backs them up significantly. Late man arriving onto the field. And timeout called by the Wave to try to clear up some of this confusion. Now back out of the timeout. It's like the Wave have their play in now. Be surprised if this is a run play to try to get some of those yardage back. They've had success running the ball out of this pistol wing. Instead, it's a play action this time, scrambling to the right, looking for a man to throw to. It opts to keep it with a lot of room to go and finds himself inside the 10-yard line once again. Good decision there to just hold on to it. Now out in that pistol wing again. And you got to just think, you're just waiting for it at this point. That running play right up the middle where the back can decide whether or not he wants to bounce it to the left, bounce it to the right, or maintain integrity and run it straight up the middle. And there it is, looking for the gaps. And only a couple of yards there. About 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And the Wave this time are going to opt for the field goal. Remember last time they went for it, they were a lot closer to the end zone on the half-yard line. Snap is high, the kick is up, and it is good. So the Wave get on the board. It's 3-0. It's a really good first two drives. Only 3 points to show for it. You know, the Wave have to be disappointed, but relieved to get some points on the board as well. And the Wave will kick this one back off. Will the Wave kick this one deep, or will they try to do what the Cougars did and try an onside kick? And the kick is deep and returnable. And a pretty decent return, but a fumble. Who's got it? The ball's on the ground. A pile of players looking for it. And it looks to be Cougars ball. Looks like they kept it. And they did. So almost a very bad play on special teams. But ultimately the Cougars retain possession. And here they go for their second drive. So you got a shotgun splits formation, two backs, one on both sides. A handoff is to the right, and that one goes nowhere. As this first quarter winds down. Cougars try to make as much headway as they can. Put themselves in good position to start the second quarter. Looking to pass. Quick out route to the tight end. Falls incomplete. Now stop the clock with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Looked like could have been a false start there. Wasn't called. And scrambling to the left and throwing incomplete. And very, very quick Cougars drive. And timeout called. Wave defense with a very good first quarter. Cougars not really able to do anything yet. Haven't been able to pass the midfield mark. Going on the way. And it's a fake. And it's a throw. And it's incomplete. It looks like a flag was thrown. And it looks to potentially be for pass interference on the wave. And that's not something you often see, especially on the fake punt. Officials usually give a lot of benefit of the doubt to the defenders. Because their responsibility on a punt return is to block, is to interfere with the progress of the special teams player on the opposite side. So very surprising to see a pass interference call there. But nonetheless, they have one, and now the Cougars Still with the ball, deep pass to the left side. Is that one caught? Did he catch that one on the ground? He did. It's ruled a catch. Falling down, reached his arms out, and was able to grab it for a first down for the Cougars. So a heck of a catch puts the Cougars into wave territory for the first time today. So the Cougars now threatening. Running back sent in motion. So now it's an empty backfield. And it's a draw to the right side. And dealt with pretty quickly. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Florida Wave leading the Cougars by a score of 3-0. The Cougars threatening and looking to either tie or take the lead here when we get started with the second quarter. Cougars ball as we start the second quarter. Quarter that, quite frankly, was dominated by the Wave. First quarter. But the Cougars managed to only give up 3 points. Second down now. 13 yards to go. Dropping back the pass, can't find anybody. Pressure comes quick. The throw is complete for a touchdown. Cougars! What a play, escaping the pressure, moving up the middle as the pocket was collapsing and finding a man on the run wide open for a touchdown. The Cougars somehow have the lead after what was a very challenging first quarter. Don't forget that huge catch towards the end of the first quarter. Lying on his stomach, reaching his hands out, and catching the football. Now the Cougars find themselves with a lead that, based on the first two drives of the game for the Wave, they might not have thought they were going to have. Now they're going to go for two. A pass to the right. Is it caught? No, it is incomplete. And so it will remain a 3-point lead, 6-3 for the Cougars. And how will the Wave respond? Again, this is why leaving points on the board is very dangerous. And now that's no shade on the Wave for going for it from their own half-yard line. When you're on your own half-yard line, of course you go for it. But the Cougars made a huge stop that prevented them from getting points on that drive. And then on their second drive, only able to muster a field goal despite getting it into the red zone once again. And so at some point, the Wave know they're going to have to finish one of these drives. They're going to have to come away with 6. You see a lot of games of football come down to things just like that. Who can come up with touchdowns when they're in the red zone as opposed to field goals? So now the question, do the Cougars kick it off this time, or do they try the surprise onside kick once again? Well, it looks like they will try an onside kick. It's not going to be much of a surprise this time around. Waiting on everyone to get set. And it's the squib on the ground, fumbled, but picked up again. Now looking for some room, running backwards and tackled down. So negative net gain for the Wave on that kickoff return. So the Wave will get started here on 1st and 10. Slot man motioning to the right. Snap taken. Looking, it's a deep throw again into the perfect spot, and it is complete for a first down. Beat his man in one-on-one coverage, had the safety creeping over, but the timing of the throw was perfect in the manner that the safety could not get over there in order to cut that pass off. Now coming to the line again, same formation, this time motioning to the left. Had the man open. Not enough power behind the throw, though. And that'll bring up second down. Snap taken, they'll throw once again. Quick slant, but the hit jars the ball loose. And now that'll be third down coming up. So the Wave had something good going here, but it's in danger of stalling out. Third and long. You got to think if they get a good chunk of this back, they'll go for it on fourth down, of course. Cougars showing pressure. Trying to scramble out of it, and he goes down. It's a sack for the Cougars. And the Waves drive stalls out. So they had something great going for a second, but it ended as quickly as it began. And the Wave will be forced to punt this one away. Punt is away. It's a good punt. Can they down them inside their own 5-yard line? Yes, they can. It's a wonderful punt, exactly what you're looking for out of your special teams unit. And the Wave defense now in a good position. So the Cougars will have to travel basically the length of the field in order to make anything meaningful happen. So here come the Cougars now. 1st and 10. Ball inside their own 5. Split shotgun formation. Run up the middle. Met immediately. Second down now. Fake handoff, and it's going to be a throw, and it's incomplete. Now we're going to third down.
Yeah, just don't come up here. Way different world said. Don't stay on the stairs then.
Third down in the shadow of their own end zone. The Cougars will go with a shotgun doubles formation. Back on the right side. Blitz coming up the middle. The throw, and it is incomplete. So big 3 and out there for the Wave.
And they got 11 minutes left in the half. By the time you get, yep.
This becomes a very important special teams play here for the Cougars. You don't want to let the Wave back in with something simple here like a block punt, and they get it away very quickly. Good execution. The return is down the right side.
Stay in bounds, Zay. Crib. Come on now. Come on now. Let me get down. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Buckle Boys.
This is a touchdown for the Wave on a punt return. And just what I said before the play started, you don't want to give up something easy here if you're the Cougars on special teams. And that's exactly what they end up doing. They don't give up the punt block, but they do give up the punt return. And now all of a sudden the Wave back in control of this game. It's 9-6.
Once this stuff start happening, it's gonna start getting ugly. We was just losing 6-3, 9-3, and start losing. Oh, they got the Potters players out here too. Oh Lord, they can really be out here talking. The H players out here, Potters players out here. Everybody out here.
Now lining up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So a 10-6 lead for the Wave over the Cougars. And all of a sudden, that punt by the Wave that put the Cougars inside their own 5-yard line becomes so important now in retrospect. And despite a little bit of offensive struggle to complete drives, the Wave find themselves with the lead. And this is what we talk about, complementary football. Special teams lifting up the offense when they're down and getting the points that the offense has been trying to get, has come close to get, but has not been able to fully execute and get. And kickoff on the way. It's a booming kick. It will be returned. And tackled inside the 20. Cougars will start their next offensive drive. So they find themselves down 10-6. Couldn't make anything happen on their last drive. Had to punt it away. Gave up the punt return touchdown. See if they can string together some completions. They've also had issues with getting the running game going, which, to be honest, led to a lot of the problems on that last drive, just not able to get anything on the ground. Dime formation for the defense, but they're bringing the blitz, trying to get it out, and they're trying to figure out whether or not that one was intercepted. So after all that, looks to have been a penalty on the defense. Looks to have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the bench of the Wave. So that cost them ultimately. And the Cougars have a 1st and 10. Rush up the middle. That might have been a face mask penalty there. Certainly seems like the face mask was grabbed inadvertently on the tackle attempt.
She called that for when you hung up.
So it looks like
Yeah, Ryan. Started having a conversation
if
on
there
the
was a
phone.
flag thrown, it was picked up.
Started having a conversation about the phone. Run the clock.
Handoff, left side with a gap. Good running play. That's exactly what the Cougars have been looking for this entire time.
You good?
Just plays like that. Four or 5 yards at a time on the ground. That's exactly what you're looking for out of your running game when you're putting it together. And some success on that play. You have to think they'll come back to it a little bit later on. 2nd and 5 now. Deep throw down the right side, one-on-one coverage. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by the Wave, and they'll take over. Stout defensive play. He had the leverage, and he used it to his advantage. The pass was a little bit too far to the inside. A deep throw like that with the leverage that the corner had, you want to aim that throw to the outside towards the sideline where only your guy can get it. But instead, that pass was thrown towards the interior and intercepted.
When he played one side of the ball, he turned up. You forgot what?
1st and 10 for the Wave after our first turnover of the game. The Wave coming with that ever so dangerous pistol wing formation again that they love to run out of. And they'll do it again here. But this time, the Cougars all over it. Great defensive play, meeting them right at the line of scrimmage.
You said hold on just because you're sharing it. Nah, it's not good.
And these defenses starting to settle in. Second down, 12 yards to go. High snap, handoff, trying to bounce it, and they're going to lose more yards. And we've seen high snaps affecting multiple plays here tonight. And it rears its ugly head again. So this will be third down and very long. So unfortunately for the Wave, after what seemed to be a
Get a first down,
great
bro.
momentum play,
Oh, I didn't get a first down, so I can kill some more time. I kill time. They done took 2 or something.
not really able to do anything
Yo,
right now with this.
practice for like 3 weeks.
And if they're not careful, they'll end up punting out of their own end zone after an interception. You don't see that very often.
Oh my gosh, who you calling a flag on now?
Throw falls incomplete. Does look to be a flag down on the plays and on the Cougars of the Wave, though.
It was a fumble earlier, but nobody didn't get on it. I would scoop that.
So it looks to be a flag on the Cougars. Somebody got a head start. Now cost them 5 yards, but it's still third down and long.
He flat. He didn't even want to let him down. Figured him out this morning.
Motion to the right. Looking that way, he's hit while he threw, and that falls incomplete, and they'll be forced to punt as the Cougars make a stand. Punt on the way. It's a pretty decent punt. It's on the ground. Takes a Florida Wave bounce. And the Cougars will start near the 41-yard line.
Oh, now Raymond want to get mad. Go pancake some. You told me you was going to have like 8 of them today. You lied.
First and 10 Cougars now with just over 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
I don't block, but if I block, I pancake people, actually. I'm like the type. I would have had like 6 right now. I'm cool. At least 6 by the end of the half. They right back on defense.
And the officials trying to figure out the spot of the ball. So ball actually now at the 45-yard line. And the ball is on the ground. And they fall on it. And what's ironic about that is that now the ball's right back at the original spot that it was placed at to begin with. So at about the 49-yard line of the Florida Wave. And it'll be second and long. Timeout called. Second and 14. Snap taken. It's a design quarterback draw again, it looks like. But it's thrown. And an awkward landing there for his receiver. Leg definitely went the wrong way. Hope he's okay. That didn't look good on first glance.
Y'all gonna call a timeout to check on his ankle like he's not right by the sideline. Like y'all can't check on his ankle on the sideline. They just want to make us be out here for longer for no reason. He was a grown man sitting on the ground.
And so an injury timeout here.
Because why is he sitting on the ground? He just ran a route. Now he gonna sit out on the ground. There ain't no trainer checking on him. They asking him questions. His coach is standing up. He just scooting off like he could have been there.
And Cougars offense comes back to the field. Now facing a third down and long after that incompletion. Snap taken. Looking, pocket collapsing, running backwards, losing a lot of yards, and finally gets that ball away, but it's going to be a loss of 2. And they'll be forced to punt here on fourth down. So the defense of the Wave with 2 back-to-back strong drives defensively. First with an interception and now with a 3 and out. And it looks like they faked the punt. They're not going to get the first down. It looks like the punt block attempt of the Wave came through so quickly that the punter had no choice but to run. So instead of being able to punt the ball away and put the Wave in a bad position to start their drive, instead the Wave get to start their drive just outside of Cougar territory. So the punt is away. Looks like there may have been a penalty, actually. So it looked like the Wave got a early jump, which is why it looked like a prison break on the punt block attempt. But the punt by the Cougars, regardless, goes into the end zone for a touchback. And so the Wave will start a fresh drive. 1st and 10.
Slide, Keon. Slide, Keon.
A big play there for the Wave.
Yeah, you way down there. You
A fresh set of downs.
You was by the gate. I'm running the clock. I'm B5. I'm B3, team 2. I'm running the clock.
Shotgun again. Snap taken. Handoff. Up the middle. Run game really working for the Wave here. As a gain of 9 puts them in 2nd and short. Run game has been super effective here tonight for the Wave. Surprised how much they've put the ball in the air considering how well their run game has been working.
I love to watch that. But if they just get pummeled like this team, really not good. Man, we are BB boys and shit to go on. Run the ball again with Keon. Let him get his first down. He averages 6 yards a carry right now for 2 carries. Run it again.
Snap taken. It's a little bit low, but the handoff is there. Still short of the first down, though.
Got like 2.5 yards. Okay, clock. Okay, sorry.
Another injured player down for the Cougars here.
2:55 left. We got 2 minutes coming up. 55 seconds.
So while they check on him, we'll step away. You're watching the UFLX. We'll be right back. Third and short here for the Wave. Snap taken, handoff. Fighting forward and picks up the first down. First down. The Cougars 49-yard line. Snap taken. Plays blown dead. 2-minute warning here. In a 10-6 game. Wave on the move, leading over the Cougars. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. You're watching the UFL Xtreme. We'll be right back. We're back now. The 2-minute warning. First and 10. Snap taken. The throw deep down the field. And complete miscommunication. Second down. Wave with the lead, but no offensive touchdowns here for them today. And the pocket collapses and a sack to create third and long. Be about 3rd and 14. Snap is low. Maneuvering in the pocket, scrambling, looking to throw, does, and it's intercepted. The Cougars return the favor with an interception of their own, and now racing down the left side of the field, still in bounds, still moving forward, and just outside of the 10, mark them down at the 11. The Cougars are in business with a chance to take the lead before the end of the first half. What an interception and what a return. The Cougars are in business.
You got the 2-minute warning pass and all. It's great. I'm finna go to cost. As soon as this 38 seconds over with. Somebody else got to run this second. I was doing it just like. Hey, George! Come run this. Bring your jet up here, y'all. Come run this. Come run this second half. Come run this second half. He told him, dog. Everybody that said they wanted me to play second half, they not going to let me play watch. They only scored one time. He needed like 2 or 3 to do before he stopped. Puerto Rico, don't have.
Looks like they're going to spot the ball a little bit farther back. I'm going to say he stepped out of bounds. So the ball's placed at about the 40. Snap taken from an empty set. It's a design quarterback run. Now throwing. And then it's intercepted right back by the Wave. So back-to-back turnovers, the third interception that we've seen here in this first half.
Go score! Don't make me mad. Go score. Go take the lead.
28 seconds remaining. See if the Wave attempt to do anything here.
Nando, don't play around, bro. 30 seconds left.
That pass is incomplete as we've got a quarterback change for the Wave.
27 seconds. Tie it up, Nando. My phone doesn't charge it, bro. They ain't still charged up. That's great. Phone on 93 though. I feel amazing. I put my phone back. I put my charger back in the car. That's awesome.
Second and 10. Throwing once again. Scrambling, looking, running. Lots of room. And the pass is into enemy territory. Let's see where they mark him.
No. I tried. They stopped. They wasn't giving my brother the ball, so I gave up. I did. You gonna see how many recently deleted it was. I was trying. They didn't give my brother the ball, and the one time they did get the ball, he was over there, and then the other time they gave the ball, Cody threw it too short. So no. He got 1 reception on 2 targets right now. I did not record. He done played like 30 to 40 snaps.
So they mark him out right at the 50. Not a lot of time here left in the first half. Gonna make something happen. Got to do it now. Scrambling again, looking around again. He's gonna go down for the sack. And it looks like the Wave are going back to their original quarterback plan. As that looks to bring us to halftime. With the score 10-6 in favor of the Wave. A special teams punt return touchdown being the big difference here in this game so far as we head into the break. You're watching the UFL Xtreme. We'll be right back after halftime.